Hey guys, welcome to Sippin' and Spillin' with Sid from 3 Mississippi. I know I've been MIA quite a bit lately, but you guys know if you've been following along or have watched the posts that I had to go out to California for a while to take care of my mother. And we have at least temporarily moved her out here to Mississippi while we do some renovations in our house that were quite extensive that needed done. And it's not feasible to have her out there while that's happening. So it's easier to kind of have her out here for a while for a few months her house is in complete chaos. And she does have some health issues, so we're kind of trying to get those basically stabilized and under control while I can be nearby and assist and keep an eye and help and do all the things, while Mike and I are kind of overseeing from a distance the renovations that are going on at her house. So that's kind of what's been happening with that. And there were some things in the house, some furniture in the house that were like family heirloom pieces that we had to truck out here because you have to empty out the house when you're redoing the flooring and ripping out the kitchen and doing so, and a lot of her furniture was old or she didn't need or want anymore, and so we got rid of some stuff, and the pieces that were family pieces that I wanted to keep we trucked down here because that was the time, might as well do it now and get it out of the way. So anyway, so that's what's been going on with that, and just slowly kind of getting things sort of situated here for the time being, and getting my mom situated, and just kind of a lot of back and forth. As I mentioned in my previous Sippin' and Spillin', I was living in the Motel 6 for about a month, so it's been good to be home now for a little while. And my friend Tony flew out with her to bring her out here, and he just left a few days ago, so kind of starting to get back into like a real routine now. I did start setting up Christmas. I did pull out my Christmas tree because it was time. I usually do it on Halloween, but we were in the middle of the chaos of getting mom out here for a while, and we just didn't get it done. Like, I just didn't do it on my normal timeline. So went ahead and did that. And we had some things we needed to move around in the garage, and some things that were in the garage that needed to go up into the loft in the shop. So last night we were moving furniture, and Frankie went and got the man lift, or the cherry picker, as I've always called them, from our neighbor, so Mike could get up into the rafters and load stuff up there into his loft that he built in the shop, because it's stuff that like we don't use regularly but he doesn't want to get rid of, right? So that goes up in the loft, or something we use annually or whatever. Like eventually, like when I take Christmas down this year, it'll go up in the loft now that we have the loft. But yeah, so all of those kinds of things, just kind of had to reorganize some stuff. And I'm actually going to be taking my dad's old desk and taking it and putting it upstairs and getting rid of my old kind of IKEA desk, I guess. It was a desk that my friend had that I bought from them that was like, whatever, but we've moved it now, and it, it wasn't, it's not it's not even solid wood, you know what I mean? It's like one of those kind of like put together, which it served its purpose and it's perfectly lovely, but my dad's desk showed up here, which was kind of funny because it wasn't a piece that we were going to bring back. And I actually had kind of contemplated it because it was my dad's desk and everything, but I was like, no, because it may not fit on the truck and we only have so much room on the truck. So I never said anything to our friends that were packing the truck about taking the desk, but they were trying to wedge everything in there and kind of, make it so things wouldn't move. And the desk was like an extra piece that they used to help kind of keep everything from sliding around in the cargo shipping thing. So I did end up getting my dad's desk after all. So part of my project is kind of cleaning out my office, getting everything out of my desk that's in there now, and getting it downstairs in pieces and then into the burn pile, because it's shot. It barely made it here and up the stairs, but I've been, I deal with it. It's fine. But this one is going to be, up there, and it'll actually make more room in my office, which will be good, because my office room kind of gets a little bit, like I do have my exercise stuff in there, and my treadmill, and, Marty's cat box and his tree. And, right now I have another cat in there, which I haven't even told you guys about, which I'll tell you right now. So Frankie and I went to go pick up Mom and Tony from the airport in Memphis. And, it's like a 2-hour drive back. And, we didn't get very far from the airport. My mom was like, I kind of need to use the restroom. And, which I'm not surprised. So I was like, okay. So I said, give me, is it an emergency, or can I find a nice place for us to pull off? And she's like, no, we have, when you can, when it's safe. I'm like, okay. Because, I try to get out of Memphis and get a little way, across the state line, Anyway, so we pull off at this gas station, and we all go inside, and we're like, well, might as well use the restroom. And then Frankie wanted a snack, and Tony wanted a snack. And anyway, so I ended up being the first one that walked back outside to the car. And as I'm walking out the door, this little orange cat just walked right up to me. And I looked down, and there's this little just meowing baby rubbing on my leg. And I was like, oh. So I scoop it up, and I'm like, and it's just like skin and bones, just absolute skin and bones, and kind of smells. And I'm like, oh man, I can't leave it here. I'm like looking around. There's no mama cat. There's no other kittens. It's just this one little kitten. And I'm like, so I get in the car and I text Frankie, and I was like, hey, bring out some cat food from the gas station. So we had to settle for Vienna sausages, because that's all that they could find in the gas station. And I texted a picture to Mike, and he was like, are you serious? Another cat? Because mind you, the little black and white cat that showed up right before I left for California, Mike calls it Stitch, and it's now thriving. He's fattened it up. It's doing great. It's living in the shop, and it pops around and bebops around with me when I'm doing chores with Bunko and stuff. And it's a cute little cat. And so anyway, so this little guy, completely exhausted, poor little baby. He ate a few bites of his Vienna sausage and just passed out in Frankie's lap. He does have a botfly in his neck, just like Toothless had. So that's what the smell was. I did give him a good bath when I got him back to the house, and got him on some kitten food, and did a little dewormer. He's not in as good a shape health-wise, I think, as Toothless was when we got her. So I'm a little worried about him, but because he's supposed to be an outside cat, Mike has said absolutely no vet. He's kind of a hard ass about that sort of thing. Whereas me, I'm like, kind of want to take him to the vet. But I'm also doing all the things that the vet would do. So there's that. Anyway, so right now he's in a pen with some kitty litter and a towel and his food and water. And I been doing the Vetricin spray on his neck and cleaned out. His hair is a lot longer, and so it had kind of clumped up with the grossness of the botfly mess that is that whole situation. So I'm like gagging as I'm pulling like the pus clumps out of the thing. And mind you, I've been keeping it clean and like whatever, but today it was like, last night it must have oozed a lot. It's just at that stage. So it's pretty nasty. So just trying to keep it clean and keep him fed and get some meat on his bones. He still does have, and he's, separated from the other inside cats. But he's definitely still has some diarrhea, but he's always going in the box, but he's got loose stool. So anyway, so that's where we are with that. And Toothless goes into the vet next week to get fixed. So, it's going to be a busy week, I guess, of all of that. And I don't know if you guys remember, but back in like the spring, we had this magazine that came out that wanted to do an article on us from, you know, basically family from California moves to Mississippi, yada, yada, yada. And it finally came out. It came out actually while I was in California, and I was getting all these like tags on Facebook. All my friends like subscribed to this magazine in town, or they picked it up somewhere. I don't know. It's Mud and Magnolias. It was the October 2025 edition. But they did like their whole little spread on us in here. See if we can find it. Here it is. It's kind of like in the center. Where is it? There it is. Nope. Hold on, one more. There we go. So I'll show you guys. So this is us out in the garden in springtime. And it's got a little article. And family leaves California, enjoys country life. But anyway, so there's our little family picture there. Kind of crazy. But that's our, there's like a whole like article on us. So some of the information got a little messed up. Like the amount of land they said we had in California was like way more than we had. I think they said we had like 6 acres and we had 0.6 acres, but you know, whatever. I think that's the end of it there. Yeah. So yeah, so that was our little magazine thing that finally came out. So that was kind of cool, and we got a few copies of it, and all our friends were like in town, thought it was really neat because they were like, you guys are in the magazine, and we're like, oh yeah, we had like forgotten about it. And she had messaged me to check a few facts that she had in the article, I guess, which a few of them were still messed up, but it's not the end of the world, whatever. And so I kind of thought it was coming out soon, but then with everything with my mom, it went out of my head until everybody was blowing up my phone the day it came out. And I was like, what am I getting tagged and everything for? So I thought that was kind of funny. So we're like famous in Mud and Magnolias now. Like, who knew? But yeah, so today I have to go run some errands for my mom. I did make some appointments for her, that I've got some things I've got to handle for her, and some creature comforts that she wants. She's always thinking of something else that she needs me to bring her or needs me to get her. So so I'm just, it's an ongoing list. It's a constant rollover. Bless her. But she's in good spirits, and that's what's important. So we're just rocking and rolling with it. And I am excited because next week, I promise you guys, I haven't been doing lives obviously for like a month because I was gone and all over the place. And I was going to do one last night, but that didn't happen because we ended up getting our container here and we had to get it unloaded and get everything put away so we can get the container gone, and didn't want to leave the furniture outside, and it was a whole thing. So anyway, I have several totes, boxes of old family photos and things that I need to go through in the next couple of days and sort through and clear out that I brought back with me. A few of the things that are my mom's that I need to bring to her, but I got to sort through the bins first, and just kind of get everything squared away. But I will be going live next week, next Wednesday. We'll be back to that schedule, and I'm hoping to get back to posting on 3 Mississippi. It's just been tough to, obviously we're still doing things around here, but it's been kind of hit and miss. It's been a little crazy. I do have a couple sponsorship videos that'll be coming out in the next couple weeks that are dedicated videos. So once I kind of get those at least shot and the draft sent off, I'll be able to focus on some of our own material. Like, for example, right before we left, we had the Williamsons come visit, and I have not touched that footage. Oh, and in the midst of all of that, my phone died too. So I had to like get a new phone, and that was a whole thing. Anyway, because some of that footage was on my phone, and so I was like, oh, did I lose it? You know, I have backed it up to the cloud and all that, but I don't know. I don't trust things sometimes. But anyway, so hopefully I have all the pieces of it from that I can incorporate into kind of a catch-up video of everything, because you know, I basically left at the turn of the season, and I was teasing Mike. I was like, well, I left when it was still summer basically, and then I've returned and it's like fully fall. um, and I was hating it too, because fall is my favorite time in Mississippi, because it's just beautiful watching the leaves turn. But I almost feel like it waited for me, because some of our trees hadn't even started turning until I got back. So like our hickory trees just really starting to turn and look beautiful, and the leaves are starting to fall. And well, they've been falling, but now it's like, you know, really aggressively so. And we had borderline almost our first frost last night. And the only reason I can tell is because my flower bed up front, my Wandering Jew, is the first plant to show signs of it hitting that point of it got that cold. So kind of funny. But anyway, I am really excited to get back in the swing of things, to get back to filming. Like I said, I will have a couple of sponsorship videos, which I know are not always the most exciting, but it's something. And one of them is actually going to be kind of entertaining, because I'm sort of flipping around what the product is supposed to be used for, and I'm using it for something a little different. And I do have the blessing of the company for that. But it's going to be interesting, and I haven't really started shooting it. I've shot a couple pieces for it, but I haven't really started shooting with it, the project, or with the item yet. But that will definitely get done in the next few days, and then I'll start piecing together the video. Hopefully Monday I'll be able to like sit down and really edit, and maybe even a little bit on Sunday, because I think Monday I gotta take mom somewhere. But anyway, so my schedule is going to be a little weird, but I'm going to start trying to get back on schedule of our posting and getting our channel going again. Because that's the one bad thing about social media and having like a job that's tied to social media, is when you have to take a break for something, it takes a while to build your momentum up again. And, you know, for some people that's easier than others. For some reason, the algorithm doesn't always like us. And so sometimes it beats us up. So I'm hoping it doesn't beat us up too badly when I start posting again, especially because it's going to be 2 sponsorships kind of right out the gate. So I'm going to try to get things posted in between. I really am, but I do have to get those sponsorship videos shot first, just because there is just weighing on me and I want to get it done. And then I can film some real stuff around here and kind of interject that in between. And those videos can be like bonus videos that week if needed, and kind of maybe give us a little bit of a boost with posting, since I haven't been posting for weeks. So, but yeah, slowly trying to get back into the groove of things here and get everything kind of rolling. And it's been a rough month and a little bit now. What is it? I don't even know what the date is today, but yeah, it's been like a rough month and a week or so, or 2 weeks, or whatever it's been. And it feels like it's been 6 months in some ways. I was even like, the other day I was like, am I gonna remember how to edit? I feel like I haven't edited a video in a year, which it hasn't been that long, but it feels like it, because I haven't touched my computer, you know, I haven't, you know, been doing my normal routine even. So it's just kind of weird to be so far out of routine. I'm very much a creature of habit and a person who likes to kind of stick to their routine and their regimen for things. And so for me, it's kind of feels funny to be like this far out of my normal routine of things, but we're going to get back into it. You know, I'm going to cook dinner tonight. I'm gonna Frankie's actually gonna be at a game, so she won't get back till later, but gonna try to get some things handled for mom. Gonna try to cook dinner tonight, get some of those boxes sorted, and maybe, since Mike and I have the house to ourselves tonight, maybe he and I will watch a little TV and hang out together. That is the one good part about the days getting shorter, because Mike doesn't disappear at night off into the garden or whatever. I usually have a few weeks in the fall and then a few weeks in the winter where he's not planting anything. He doesn't have to be out in the garden. There's nothing crazy happening. And I kind of get him a little bit all to myself, and we get to spend some time together. So We'll see. Maybe I'll get a little bit of that tonight. We'll see. But anyway, if you guys are in the Mississippi area and you want to check out the full article at Mud and Magnolias, pick up a copy. It's the October copy though. I know I'm late to even telling you about it, but hey, it's like, I'm sure you can find it online or something, right? I don't know. Anyway, I just thought it was cool. It's kind of neat. That's our claim to fame now. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. As always, stay blessed and remember, safety's off.